This week on the Hoover Boys.
My poor truck. Look at this. I can't dig in this. What is this? This is a blizzard. It's like over 2 feet of snow on the ground, and we're supposed to get like another foot overnight. So, let's go inside and go over the stuff I found last year. Let's do it. 2015 review. Let's go over it. I just did the shot back to me. Oh my god.
It is absolutely disgusting outside, and it's probably going to be weeks before we can get out digging again. Before we get going on the wrap up for 2015, I have a couple channel updates. Number one being, I just bought some new editing software. Last year I used Microsoft Windows Movie Maker, and it was great to me. Super easy program, but it's kind of limited in some of the things that I would like to do, and now we can do those. Hopefully it won't take me too long to figure those things out with the new program. Way more advanced, but I'm looking forward to the challenge. Starting with this video, this is what I'm going to use, the new program. On another note, this is probably going to be the last time you see this backdrop because we're moving. If you have my old address, which is this address, it's going to be no longer good in a couple weeks. So if you're going to send me something, hit me up before you do it. That's all I got to say about that. We just hit 3,000 subscribers today, this morning. It's February 23rd, I want to say. What month is it? Is it February?
January.
That
is a goof.
Yeah, it's still January. I messed up. And it's snowing its balls off, and I guess everybody's inside watching videos on YouTube. We just hit 3K. So if you want to be in on a giveaway, stick around to the end of the video, and I'll tell you how to do that. Let's get going. Clad for the year. Half of a 1 gallon jug. Don't know how much is in there. I haven't added it up yet, but it's all going towards that XP Deus I've already bought. So hopefully there's 100 or so bucks in there. So it's the next day and we're still snowed in, so I actually counted my clad.
So a trash can lid works really well when you're sorting through clad. Memorials and Zinkins. I bent over 666 times for memorials and Zinkins. That there shows how evil they are. Nickels, $4.25 in nickels. Plaid dimes, we had $32.50, and quarters we had $95.75
for a grand total of $139.16. Woohoo!
And while going through all that, I found another 42 wheat pennies, so I have to add that to my wheat total.
Wheaties. Doesn't look like a whole lot,
but I can assure you, when you dump it out, it's a lot of... That is 320 some Wheaties. I can't even believe I counted them. Bunch of farts. I don't even know where to go. I got stuff sort of all over the place. We'll just, here, let's do this. My New Orleans trip, episode 3. That's all the stuff I found on the street of New Orleans. Hilarious video if you haven't seen it. This is just a plate of random stuff that hasn't made it anywhere. Here's my starting pistol. It shoots blanks, goes bang bang, nothing comes out of the tip. Pretty cool find. Bunch of flim flam over there. There's Buddha. Or Humpty Dumpty, whatever you want to call him. There's some random tokens there. Here's some random relics. Big old skeleton key. It's my first Constoga bell. Love that thing. I think it cleaned up beautifully. Bunch of little cuff links and collar studs and pins and whatsits. These are all my junk rings. Junk metal, but some of them are actually old rings, not junk, but just junk metal. There's most of my flat buttons for the year. And I got part of a shoe buckle in here that's, well, I found 2 pieces of it. Here's some marbles. This is my first ever clay marble and other random marbles I found in my hole. The stem to a clay pipe, that's a first. Some religious stuff. It's a nice little box. It's got a couple different tokens, trade tokens, and it has some pickers checks in here too. I love those old pickers checks. Those are awesome. Here's some of my confirmed Civil War lead. You know, you got your 3 ringers, your musket balls. This is a nice one because this is a, see the 3 dimples? That's bucking ball. Got jammed in a rifle with 3 little buckshot. So that's cool. It still has the dimples on it. My first Williams cleaner. I believe that's a Type 2. Awesome. And my first 69 caliber. Those things are a honker. Look at it compared to a, let's get a good 58. That, dope. That is a huge bullet. Boom. Here's my Navy buttons. This one's 19th century. This one's either Civil War or just after Civil War. This one, is gorgeous as it jumps out of its little container. That's Civil War, tons of gold gilt. This is the sleeve, same button, but a little sleeve one. Cuff button, beautiful. That's a droopy wing Civil War. This is 1830s, 1820s to 1830s. That went on the hat of Navy captains. And this is the granddaddy. That is Revolutionary War Continental Navy button. We'll show that again when we look at my finds from New Hampshire. So a couple of Civil War Zouab buttons or ball buttons over here. This is a Maryland State Seal cuff. That thing is absolutely gorgeous. There's another Maryland State Seal button, but it's smashed. Got a general service here and an infantry Civil War there. This is the one I found in the last video of the year that was all flaking off. It's the, you can see it better now, the US on it. Has to go out of focus. Stay in focus. There you go. You can see the US, and it's about all you're going to get off of it. There's an eagle above the US. That's 1820s, 1830s, I believe. And this is 1820s. This is Eagle A artillery button, but it's a one-piece convex. That's a beautiful old button. Love that one. And while we're showing war stuff, there's a topper to an old bag, carpet bag they called them. They use them as like medicine bags or whatnot. Had an eagle on it, and it was war. Found that at a Civil War camp. 2 different locations, but they go to the same thing. Knapsack hook. That's how they hooked it together. You got your J hook and your triangle. Those are 2 that I've never found before, and I knocked them off the bucket list this year. Woohoo! Here's all my random pieces of silver. You got your silver spoon, huge silver bracelet. I mean, that thing is over a couple ounces. Silver pencil. That's awesome. That's Victorian era. Silver tie clip or money clip. Big hunk of silver. We think it came off a saddle, a really fancy saddle. You got your little pendants. These are a silver grill. That's somebody's teeth. That's hilarious. This is awesome. That's a silver cufflink. That very well could be Colonial. I found that at a super old spot where I found Colonial coins, so we'll call that a silver Colonial cufflink. Earring, rolled up ring, couple rings, big ring, fancy ring, glass stones. It's not bling bling, or it is bling bling. And that big old honker. That is just a ridiculous ring. I mean, that is just ridiculous. So, random silver finds. There they are. So that brings us to the gold. I found 8 pieces of gold. This is a little pin that completely fell apart on me. It's a little heart pendant, that's 14K. This is a little pendant, that's 10K. This is a 14 karat ring. Let's see. Here's the ring I found at the swimming hole cellar hole up in New Hampshire at the Stealth Diggers. That's the one that clamped on my finger. Weirdest dig of the year by far. What I did was scrape some dirt away, and I pulled my hand up, and that was on my finger. I have not moved it. And over here, that looks like gold to me. Beautiful ring. This honker's 14 karat. That's a pretty big old honky ring. It's not marked. It's got the old split in the band. It's got some age to it. Here's my first ever 18 karat ring, and that thing's got some age to her. Definitely early 1900s. Beautiful pattern. I forget the name of the stone. I think it's like a blood something. I don't know. And the Star Sapphire. Found this the last hunt of the year. You get a good light on it. It's not real good light right here, but there's a little, looks like a star that moves around on the top of the stone. Oh, it's got a pretty stone. A blue stone. Oh, a very pretty stone.
Oh, it's a Star Sapphire.
Is that what that is?
Awesome.
That's 10 karat white gold. So that's my gold. Here's my finds from my week with the Stealth Diggers. I've got my suspender spill over here. Thunder Chief thought I dug up a grave. These are just random little different day hunts. Right off the bat, I hit that gold ring we already saw. Hit a Merc the next day, a largie the day after that. Random buttons, little change person there. Partial shoe buckle tongue, blah blah blah. All this is from the glory hole. The big day we were up there and we found the virgin cellar hole. Those are all the buttons that I dug that came out of there. This is my first ever complete shoe buckle frame, and it had partial tongue left. The tongue actually went back in there. It was separate. I pulled out the tongue first and then the frame came out of the hole. Never seen one of these before, but that is a lead pewter smoking pipe. Nothing like little toxic poisons with your tobacco. And here's this revolutionary navy button again. And why I'm showing that again is I actually won, well, I tied Relic of the Year in my local club with Redneck Bob. And we both got a 1 ounce silver bar, and we got to be in the club for free next year, or I should say this year, 2016. So congratulations to you, Redneck Bob. And I won Relic of the Year last year. I have it right here still. This is the wax stamp, and there's the bottom of the Indiglow wax seal and watch winder. That's what I won Relic of the Year with last year. And there's my silver bar from last year. Woohoo! Alright, that's enough of the other stuff. Let's look at some coins. Here they are. There's my Indians for the year. I believe there's 91 in here, and I gave a handful of them out, so I may have hit 100, I may not have. I definitely found 90 some Indians. There they are. While we're talking about the small cent, let's go right here. I found 2 Flying Eagles. This one's a 58, and I believe this one's a 57. That's the one I found with the Deus. My first coin ever with the Deus. They're fatties, so they come out a little toasty. There's fatties in here too. I think I got 8 or 9 fatties. There's some fatties there, and that's a fatty. That's a fatty. Found some fatties. There's 23 Buffalo nickels here. I might have some other ones in some other places, but there's definitely 23 here. V nickels. Let's see. For 12. No, 13. 13 V nickels. I got a couple first years. This is a type 1 and it does not have cents at the bottom. I got one that does have cents at the bottom too. It was a transition the first year because people saw the 5 and thought it was a $5 gold coin, so they had to change that and put cents on the back. And while we're talking about nickels, I only got one shield nickel last year. It's a beautiful one. I got 7 2 years ago. I only got one, but it's beautiful and we'll take her. Alright, let's go over some of the large cents I found. I guess first we'll do the half cent. That's my first ever half cent. I believe it's an 1823. It's a classic head. Completely, absolutely toasted, but it's my first half cent, and I love it. Bunch of matrons up there, a couple braided hairs, some braided hairs down here. I donated a few to local museums and such. I think I got 15 total. This being my first straight bust and my first 1700s US coin. Absolutely love that. I absolutely freaked out when I dug it and saw Lady Liberty facing to the right. See if I can pop it. Oh my god! Dude, what is a fucking drape bust?
No, it ain't.
Dude,
Oh my
I have never
God.
found one of these facing to the right, baby.
Yep.
Look at that. Holy
You gotta see this.
I'm so freaking out. Oh my god. Lovely coin. And while we're here, this is that 1852 Canadian bank token. This is used like a penny. Here's a British one penny, or large penny. And this is some 1700s German token. This is that 1804. It's actually East Indies, which is nowadays Indonesia token, or coin. It's 1/16 of something. I should have showed this as the Civil War relics, but this is my one and only Civil War token, 1864. Union Forever on the back and the date underneath the shield. There's my Civil War token. Let's do a 2-center. My first ever 2-cent piece. Freaked out on that one. Yep, my one and only 2 cents, 1864. Gorgeous coin. There's most of my silvers. I gave a few away. Obviously, most of them are Merc dimes, 30-some Mercs. My first silver $50. I'm joking. I've never found a silver $50. That's my first $50 though. It's clad. Whoop-de-doo. Yeah, some more nickels down there. Let's go over the good silver. Here's my best quarter. I only got one Standing Liberty quarter this year, but she is gorgeous. 1925. I need to find more of those. Such a pretty coin. Let's go up here and do these little guys. My first Trime, silver 3-cent piece. Absolute favorite, one of my favorite coins. Nickel 3-cent piece. You don't see those come up very often. They're same late 1800s coins. So I got a 3-cent silver, 3-cent nickel, and a 3-cent, not a 3-cent, a 3 pence. That's a 3 pence, British 3 pence. That's actually sterling silver. It's 925. So those are my threes. This thing is just completely wiped and toasted, but it is a Spanish real, and it's my first. It's 1770s. I'll take it. Absolutely love it. It's wiped. I need to find a cleaner one. Here's all my Mercs. Ooh, Mercs. I did end up getting my first 1916 Mercury Dime. It's absolutely gorgeous, but it is a plain. It is not a Denver Mint. I'll probably never find that coin, but it's awesome to find a first-year coin of anything. And those are my 1944s.
Woo! Woo, ladies, that's me!
Let's get up to the good stuff. Seededs. 9, nope, 8. 8 seededs. It looks like it's cut.
That's a mower.
And we got a seeded. The oldest this year was a 1853 with arrows. This one is a 75, but that's a Carson City. Too bad it's got that clip out of it. It's a 76 Centennial Coin. There's an 1877. This is why you don't clean your silvers. See how gay that looks next to the ones that have not been cleaned? That's the last one I found. Don't clean your silvers. It's disgusting. This is a love token, 1882, and it says Katie on this side, and it's made out of a seated Liberty dime. That is a huge find for me. So happy to have her. Here's a 1887. That one's gorgeous too. Full Liberty. Never found a half dime until this year, and I found 2 in 1 week. This is the first one I found. It's a 1841. I'm sorry, the dates are so small in these. And this one I found a week later. That's a 1838. Gorgeous coins, different Lady Liberties. That's the older one. I love them. Love them all. Love them seated. I need some seated quarters and halves this year. Ugh. This is really cool because last year with my clad, I bought some coins with my clad that I wanted to find. And this year I actually found them. Well, I found half a real. That's a 1 real. I found a half. 2 cent piece. I wanted that coin. Found one. Trime. Got one. Beautiful. Nickel 3 cent piece. That's like these are like the hardest coins to find. Well, besides this one. I did not find one of these. I would love to. That's a $1 US gold coin. This is the smallest coin ever made. This is the lightest coin ever made, but that's the smallest coin ever made. You have no idea how tiny that thing is. Absolutely tiny. I'll show you a dime next to it. A dime's huge. Look how big a dime is next to that thing. Yeah. Maybe I'll find one of them this year. That's my coins. Hope you liked them.
Until next week, help clean up the ground.
Dig it all. There's my couple trash buckets. Of course, they're full of snow right now.
Here's the bed of the truck, full of trash. Another bucket full of trash. And that's just from the last couple months. Take it with you. See you next week. And don't worry, there will be an episode next week. I have at least 4 episodes in the bank of digging before this happened. So hopefully that'll get us till this melts. We'll just keep on rolling.
Finally got one. Silver, baby. 63.
Thanks for hanging around. If you hung around for the 3K giveaway, I'm going to tell you how to enter that now. First, what are the prizes going to be? Well, I wasn't really prepared for this. Will probably be 3 winners, and each winner will definitely receive a Hoover Boys Foo Juice bottle, and you will receive a Hoover Boys t-shirt. On the front reads Life, Liberty, and the Pursuit of Happiness. The reverse is our logo. These things are for sale. If you don't win, PM me and I'll get the ball rolling on that. We have medium through 4X. Actually, we have small through 4 extra large now with the shirts. There might be some other prizes too. If you want to enter, somewhere in your comments on YouTube, not on Facebook, on YouTube, you need to comment THB, somewhere in your comment, and I'll enter you. If you don't do that, I'm not entering you. It's that simple. See ya. Oh, I'm joking. I need a beer. Droganator.
Well, I finally found the street, but there's a little bit of snow to get to the rest of it. And the problem is there's just nowhere to put the snow. And I can't just throw it in the middle of the street because I have to dig out my wife's truck. So there's just nowhere to put it. At least it's sunny. I'm gonna get sunburned. White boy problems.
The Hoover Boys are serious when it comes to the rules and laws of digging. We value the historical significance of our finds and wish to preserve the hobby for future generations. We are not serious when it comes to ourselves. We like to have fun and enjoy the friendships we've made out detecting. Thank you for watching, and supporting what we do. Cheers.